Hi everybody, John Swift here. I'm glad you could be here today. Welcome. And today I wanted to show you a really cool kind of park spot on the campus of New College. I'm kind of laughing because this is the kind of spot you'd come on a nice sunny day and everything, but it's actually getting ready to storm. Look at the sky. There's so much clouds, and it's actually thundering. But I was determined to shoot this video today, come lightning or thunder or rain. So anyway, like I said, we're on the campus of New College. You can see it right behind me back here, and it's very windy too. But this park is on the New College campus, and you can actually park in this front parking lot here. And there's right near the this entranceway, which is kind of like a walking street. I don't know if you call that a walking street, but you can't drive a car down here. So anyway, you want to park in this parking lot, which is on Bayshore Drive, right near the airport in Sarasota. And just look for the signs that say New College. And the park is a ways down this way, at the very end of this street, where there's a kind of a building, and there's the bayfront is there too. You can hear the thunder in the background. It's going to be an interesting video. See, I was trying to tell Kim that the wind is actually blowing that way, so the storm should be going that way and not this way, because the wind is blowing that way. So we're going to see how it goes, okay? So here's the really big tree, which I can't think of the name it is, but I always think these are really cool because they take a long time. Some of these trees, I think, can grow for like 100 years. They get really huge, and they have all these neat roots that grow down. I just think that's awesome that these roots grow down, and they're almost like it's like a tree limb or something. They're very strong, and they go all the way up there in length. And some of these trees, just depending, ooh, more lightning. Some of these trees, just depending how old they are, they get very, very, very wide, and they grow 20, 30, 50 feet wide. They get very massive. And you can see the limbs are really long here. But you can also see the really great house here that's here. Like I said, don't quote me, but I think it's related to the Ringling family, John Ringling's brother or sister. And I wouldn't recommend him poking around the house, but you can come up and look at it. Part of it is used for offices and things like that. I think I've been in here before, but it's a very neat looking house. It's got all the old great windows. I'm sure the windows, looks like the windows have been replaced with vinyl ones, but just this is like a marble, I think. And I've been told what it was before, but like my brain just won't let me remember what it is. But it's a really pretty area. So as I feared, it's actually starting to rain, but we're actually going to go under this gazebo tiki bar thing and hang out for a few minutes. But in case it keeps raining, I'm just going to show you some of this. There's very few places that you can see the bayfront like this, because we don't have a lot of bayfront parks where you have such a great view and everything, and it's just very open. And there's not a lot of people here during the daytime. Boy, it's getting dark. Somebody over there, I think, is paddleboarding right there. But it's a really, really pretty spot when it's not raining. So we'll see when it stops raining. And I actually should have mentioned also that it's really a great place to go for a rainstorm too. It's nice and cool in here, during the summer. Also, if it it's not that it's great on a sunny day, but also in inclement weather. This tiki or whatever you call this hut is actually really, really nice. Even in high winds and rain, and look how crazy that is. All the clouds are so white you can't even tell where the edge of the water is in the land. So if it's ever a really rainy day, you can come out here and just enjoy yourself sitting in this tiki hut. It's just beyond beautiful, I'll tell you what. So the rain has somewhat died down, and now we're out by the road. And this road says it's Parkview Drive, and this is the neighborhood that's next to the colleges right here, and then this is a neighborhood right here. And this is the part that's like I call like a semi-public park-ish. It's owned by the tiki hut type area is right there. So this is my idea was if you ever wanted to come down here and enjoy this park and you wanted to drop off some stuff, you could come down Parkview Drive. There's a couple of streets right here. You could actually drop your stuff off right here and have somebody take it and then drive back to the college parking back there and drop your car off, just walk back 5 minutes or whatever. Like I said, it's not necessarily it's not a public park with parking. It has a street, but there's no parking out here. So this is the secret spot. Of course, there are people that live here that know about this, but not many people are out here. The couple times that I've been out here, it's a little wet here. My shoes are walking through the water, but now that rainstorm's gone, it's very nice and cool out here. I think I looked at the temperature, it was like 77, and we're in the middle of the summer, or the end of the summer here, and it was like 90 degrees. But anyway, this strip, you can see it starts over here. This bayfront property goes all the way down to there's a more wooded area down there, but it's a very big area. You could bring your chairs out here, and you can grab some beers or something and enjoy this bayfront view. It's really pretty out here. This is one of the few spots that has just a real nice wooded lot that you can go to the bayfront and enjoy it. There's plenty of shade out here. For some reason, a lot of the public parks that we have that are down near the bridge area, near the beach and stuff, don't have that much shade out there. That's why I kind of like this. Especially if you want to go for a walk, you can walk through this shaded area. Excuse me. And this property goes down to where there's a sidewalk down here, down this area, and it actually goes to the other college. There's behind me is New College, and then the State College of Florida is on this side. And they kind of work, I think they kind of work as a partnership in a way. They're kind of related somehow. But when you go down to this area, there is a boardwalk that actually goes through the woods, not the woods, but I mean a wooded area, and comes out to State Florida College, where it's a nice area to walk. So you can walk like kind of a circuit if you are into, jogging or walking. You can start out at New College behind me, walk through this park, down to the end down here to New College this way, Florida State State Florida College on that side, walk back up to 41 and back to your car, and you could do like a 3 or 4 mile circuit that way. This is also a neat little area. Whoops, a lot of water right there. There's like a little pond over here in this neighborhood. Really interesting for Florida or Sarasota to have a neat little pond. It's got little stones around here, kind of an interesting view. We don't have a lot of ponds that are like that anyway. So we're gonna head down to the boardwalk down here and show you what that looks like. But this is kind of like the second half of the park here, where it's got all these little wood things and stuff. So we'll see you down at the boardwalk. So this is like right at the beginning of the boardwalk, where this says Edwards Drive and Uplands Boulevard. So you want to know how to get out here, just Google Uplands Boulevard and Edwards Drive. And this, if you come out here or you're biking or whatever, you'll see this. It says bike route, and you'll see this sidewalk out here. There's a dead end down here, but if you come down Edwards, you'll see this sidewalk, and this sidewalk here, right here, will lead you to the boardwalk that comes over in this tree-laced area. So that's where you find the boardwalk if you just want to come out to this section, and then the boardwalk will go over to State Florida College, where there's actually a neat looking pond, and that campus is kind of really has a lot of nature and stuff like that, so you can go over there. All right, so this right there is where we came in on the sidewalk. We walked all the way around here, this sidewalk right here, you can see the sidewalk, and the boardwalk starts right here. And this boardwalk, you know, this neighborhood's pretty safe. I wouldn't worry about any crime. No guarantees, but this looks like it was built in the last 5 years. But there are some really nice trees. There's a we're getting rained on now. Tree rain. Hopefully there's no tree rain on my camera. And there's all kinds of really cool bamboo out here. I'm not a very tree knowledgeable person, but I could tell there's some palms out here, some oak, pine trees. It's a very pretty area. We discovered this by accident. We were just kind of jogging through the park and just noticed that this place was here. Some really great ferns. I really enjoy that kind of ferns. For some reason always remind me of like a redwood forest. But this walkway is going to wind around, and if you're worried about like any crime or stuff, they actually have like one of those emergency pull stations there, so if you get in trouble, you can actually, that blue thing, you can actually pull the emergency thingamabob there and get the police here in a hurry if you don't have your cell phone. But this is going to come out on the other side to a wow. Watch out. Watch out. Watch out for that. And there's nasty blue stuff on the ground.
I don't know what that is. Yeah.
This says Dr. Arthur Guilford Bayfront Trail Regional Chancellor of University of South Florida, Sarasota, Manatee. So maybe he was instrumental in getting this done or something. But like I said, it's a very nice area, especially during summer. You need some shade. There's plenty of tree canopy here to enjoy. We'll see on the other side real quick. So I got a quick question. Does anybody know what kind of berries these are? They came from a tree back there. It almost looks like a purple grape if you look at it. And some of them are kind of funky looking. It's actually, there's a big tree back there. I've never seen a tall tree that has like a grape. I kind of tasted it a little bit. It tastes a little bit like a grape. So if anybody has any idea, leave a comment on this video if you know what that is. So we're out on the, this is where the wooded trail comes out, and this is the campus of South Florida here. And that's the road that goes out right there. And they have a nice pond out here too. There's actually a historic building that they use for functions, so it's right there. I think they're having some kind of function right there because a lot of cars coming out here. And I think that building is from either built in the turn of the century, the 20s or something. But they have a nice pond on the other side of the trail, comes out of here. And it's kind of a real pretty pond out here. And this campus, it's not as pretty as the other one, but like I said, if you like to jog and stuff, you can make this part of your circuit where you come through the wooded area, that park, come back up to the US 41 there, and then you turn right and go back over to where the parking lot is. And I'm just guesstimating it's around a 3 or 4, maybe close to 3 miles from the beginning back around. It could be 2 miles, I'm not sure. But they do have some nice areas. They have preserved all the trees over here. Some really cool vines out here and everything. What do you call that, an arbor? Something structured that those can grow on. Those weren't quite as big last time, but they have some really nice stonework out here. You can come out on these steps. You can picture somebody doing their homework out here on these steps. These steps run into the water. You can see the steps run right down to the water to this nice little pond out here. Very pretty. So we're gonna go walk up and we'll show you what some of the other parts of the campus look like up there. Yes, that's the rear end of a bull right there. That's the mascot of the bulls. Bulls mascot. It's a large bull. And very nice fountains out here too. You know, we were out here last summer. I don't remember all this stuff, but this campus is kind of really cool with all the fountains, and actually some of this stuff I think is new. We've got a lot of really great stonework. They've taken a lot of money and a lot of time to make this really pretty out here. Landscape is kind of really great. I don't know what you call these, but they look like a canopy. I think they put these in recently in the last year, these canopies, and they've got like a little outdoor cafe. You can see the USF thing there. And really, I'm trying to think. I know the architecture Mediterranean, but it has that real outdoorsy cafe feel out here. And look at all these, this great, what do you call them, vines, arbor, pretty overhead stuff. I don't know. As soon as I get on camera, I'm at a loss for words. But they have a cafe out here. I don't think it's open to the public. It's open for the students. But it's really, what they're doing out here is really nice. It's all brick out here. It makes me want to go to school so I can just come out here and just hang out on the quad, or whatever you quad, or the campus, or hang out. But whoever's designing this is doing a really good job. They're leaving a lot of the nature and natural trees out here, so pretty impressive. Some of these oaks have been planted, but just a really cool theme. You can imagine coming out here after classes or something and just hanging out when the weather's nice. It's pretty impressive. So we're back. There's one of those blue things. It says push for help. I guess it's one of these new high-tech emergency call buttons. They had these. This one's number 12. They had these all over the campus so you can feel safe if you're in this area. Relatively safe. I really appreciate you guys watching this video and coming with us on our little hike around New College and everything. We appreciate it, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you don't mind, and you like this video, share it on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all those good social areas. So we're back in the parking lot right when we started. We started right at this gate up here. We went this way, all the way down to the bayfront, over north to that wooded area at the bay, the secret spot, over to University of South Florida, which is north. We came back this way, kind of by 41, back that way. So it makes a good running circuit if you like good nature spots. But don't tell anybody about the secret spot at the end, okay? That's just our little secret. We'll see you later.
Please like and subscribe.
We were walking by this building on 41, and we saw this, I guess it's an armored personnel carrier, or a very, very small tank. I'm not sure how you classify it. But it's, well, if you kind of compare it to how tall I am, it's not very big, so it's not like a big tank, but it's just like a little small military car. I'm trying to think of how you get in. I guess you get in up there. It's got a British flag here. Pretty neat. And if you look, it must be street legal, because if you look at it, it's got mirrors, headlights, mirrors, and it's got rear lights too, with a tag on there. Isn't that pretty cool? I wonder if the gun still works. Pretty neat. This is right next to the Powell Crosley estate. If you want to come look at that, I don't know if they'll let you look at it, but it's a Sunday, so there's nobody out here. I just thought I'd give you a little look at that. It's kind of neat looking there.